1. The series was created by twin brothers Matt and Ross Duffer, known professionally as the Duffer Brothers. 3. The show was originally going to be called the Montauk Project, a nod to a real-world conspiracy theory about secret government experiments. 4. The Duffer Brothers pitched the show to approximately 15 to 20 networks, all of which rejected the idea. 5. Networks suggested changes like making it a children's show or focusing solely on Hopper's character as a police procedural. 6. Netflix purchased the series based on the first script and a 20-page pitch book designed to look like a vintage Stephen King novel. 8. The final title Stranger Things was chosen because it sounded similar to Stephen King's novel Needful Things. 10. The Duffer Brothers were mentored by M. Night Shyamalan on the set of Wayward Pines. 12. The show's creators were inspired by a wide range of 80s pop culture, including films by Steven Spielberg, John Carpenter, and Stephen King, as well as anime like Akira and video games like The Last of Us. 14. The Duffer Brothers used clips from over 25 classic films, e.g., E.T., A Nightmare on Elm Street, edited into a mock trailer to help pitch the show's tone. 15. The original concept was for an 8-hour, sci-fi horror epic that felt like one long movie, which influenced the episode structure. Casting and characters. 11. The casting process involved auditioning 1,213 children. 12. Child actors were asked to read scenes from the movie Stand By Me during auditions. 13. Gaten Matarazzo, Dustin, was the first child actor cast. 14. Finn Wolfhard, Mike, sent his audition tape while sick in bed. 15. Millie Bobby Brown, 11, learned an American accent by watching Disney Channel shows. 16. Caleb McLaughlin, Lucas, and Gaten Matarazzo knew each other from Broadway. 17. Winona Ryder was cast as Joyce Byers due to her 80s film history. 18. David Harbour was chosen for Jim Hopper as an overlooked actor. 19. Joe Keery's, Steve, character was initially a more violent bully before being adjusted. 20. The bromance between Steve and Dustin developed from the actors' chemistry, not the script. 21. Charlie Heaton, Jonathan, and Natalia Dyer, Nancy, are a real-life couple. 22. Winona Ryder and Matthew Modine, Dr. Brenner, appeared in a Roy Orbison music video before the show. 23. Eleven had only 42 lines in Season 1. 24. Eleven was originally intended to be killed off at the end of Season 1. 25. Noah Schnapp, Will, was a recurring character in Season 1 and joined the opening credits in Season 2. 26. Noah Schnapp confirmed in 2022 that Will is gay and in love with Mike. Production and design. 27. The show is mainly filmed in Atlanta, Georgia, with Jackson, Georgia, standing in for Hawkins. 28. An 80s film grain effect was added by scanning actual film stock. 29. Chief Hopper's uniform and vehicles are identical to those in the movie Jaws. 30. Hopper's hat was David Harbour's idea, inspired by Indiana Jones. 31. The Wheeler's house was also used in the 2015 Scream TV series. 32. The title sequence was inspired by designer Richard Greenberg's work on 80s movie titles like Alien. 33. The original score is by Michael Stein and Kyle Dixon of the band Survive. 34. The Season 1 Demogorgon was primarily created using prosthetics, animatronics, and an actor. 35. Toddlers scared of the Demogorgon were told he was a friendly monster from Monsters Incorporated. 36. Eleven's pink dress and wig outfit references E.T.'s disguise. 37. 1,200 pounds of Epsom salt were used to make Millie Bobby Brown float in a water tank for the void scenes. 38. Millie Bobby Brown shaved her head for Season 1 but wore a wig in Season 4. 39. Gaten Matarazzo's real-life condition, cleidocranial dysplasia, was written into Dustin's character. 40. Due to voice changes, Gaten could not do additional dialogue recording for Season 1. 41. Castle Byers' password, Radagast, is a Lord of the Rings reference. 42. the Duffer Brothers have a 30-page document detailing the Upside Down's rules. 43. A scene in an abandoned bus in Season 1 had to be evacuated due to actors' flatulence. Cultural impact and trivia. 44. Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill reached number 1 after being featured in Season 4. Other 80s songs also saw renewed popularity. 45. Winona Ryder has an interest in missing person cases. 46. Hopper's trailer was purchased for $1. 47. Each season is set around a holiday: Season 1, Christmas; Season 2, Halloween; Season 3, 4th of July; and Season 4, Spring Break. 48. The production team used a lookbook of Stephen King novel covers to pitch the show's aesthetic to Netflix. 49. The show uses a custom-made font called ITC Benguiat for its iconic title sequence, chosen for its 80s feel. 50. For scenes where 11 floats in a sensory deprivation tank, 1,200 pounds of Epsom salt were dissolved into the water to achieve natural buoyancy. 51. The Demogorgon in Season 1 was primarily an actor, Mark Steger, in a practical effects monster suit, not CGI, to give a tangible presence on set. 52. The monster suit was made of prosthetics and animatronics, which was so loud the actor inside sometimes couldn't hear direction. 53. The Duffers told young actors scared of the Demogorgon that it was a friendly monster from Monsters Incorporated. 54. The Upside Down was initially referred to as the Nether in scripts until the Dungeons & Dragons explanation of the Upside Down stuck with the production team. 55. The song, Should I Stay or Should I Go, by The Clash was chosen because the Duffer Brothers are huge fans of the band. 56. The director of some episodes, Sean Levy, would play eerie music on set to help the child actors get into the right mood for scary scenes. 57. In Season 3, the massive Mind Flayer monster that rampages through the mall was visualized on set using a blow-up beach ball on a 20-foot pole to give actors an eye line. 58. The Starcourt Mall in Season 3 was a real, abandoned mall in Duluth, Georgia, that the production team renovated with 80s stores like Orange Julius and Sam Goody. 59. Every scrunchie used on the show is custom-made by the costume department to match the specific 80s color palettes and other costumes. 60. The blood used for Eleven's nosebleeds is a mixture of water, red food coloring, and a thickening agent. Season-specific facts. 61. Season 4 had 3 distinct visual color palettes for its locations: bright, sun-bleached California; rich, saturated Hawkins; and dark, cold Russia. 62. Eddie Munson's character in Season 4 was heavily inspired by Damien Eccles, a member of the West Memphis Three who was wrongly convicted of murder in the 90s due to his satanic appearance. 63. Vecna's design was inspired by 80s horror icons like Freddy Krueger and Pinhead. 64. Robert Englund, the original actor who played Freddy Krueger, played Victor Creel in Season 4. 65. Jamie Campbell Bower, Vecna/Henry Creel, spent around 7.5 hours in the makeup chair to apply the extensive prosthetics for the Vecna costume. 66. Dacre Montgomery filmed his brief Season 4 cameo as Billy from Australia via Zoom due to COVID-19 travel restrictions. 67. The Atlantean sword Hopper used to fight the Demogorgon in the Russian prison was the actual prop used in the 1982 film Conan the Barbarian. 68. The Duffer Brothers added thousands of visual effects shots for the Season 4 finale, more than all of Season 3 combined. 69. Max's iconic scene in Season 4, where she levitates while listening to Running Up That Hill, was filmed at the Stone Mountain Cemetery in Georgia. 70. Season 3 featured a working phone number for Murray Bauman that fans could call to hear a funny voicemail message. 71. The Never-Ending Story duet in Season 3 was not originally in the script. The Duffers wanted a different song but changed it due to Amazon developing their own Lord of the Rings series. 72. Millie Bobby Brown's emotional collapse into Finn Wolfhard's arms at the end of the Season 3 finale was an improvised moment of sheer exhaustion that the camera captured. General trivia and awards. 73. the show has won multiple Emmy Awards, including 5 Creative Arts Emmys for its sound editing, special effects, and casting. 74. The character of Barb, Shannon Purser, became a fan favorite and was a breakout role that earned Purser an Emmy nomination, despite her limited screen time. 75. The U.S. Department of Energy issued a cheeky response on its website to the show's depiction of the Hawkins National Laboratory, denying they mess with monsters or parallel universes. 76. In an early pitch meeting, a network suggested making the show about a real family that moves into the lab and experiences strange things, which the Duffers rejected. 77. The Stranger Things writing team consists of Matt and Ross Duffer, as well as a small group of writers, who work long hours, sometimes 12 to 14-hour days. 78. The show has been highly successful, with Season 4 setting a Netflix record with 1.8 billion hours viewed. 79. The Duffer Brothers have stated that the series was always intended to be a contained story of around 4 or 5 seasons. 80. For the final season, acclaimed director Frank Darabont, The Shawshank Redemption, came out of retirement to direct 2 episodes. 81. The show inspired an official Dungeons & Dragons starter set in various books, comics, and video games. 82. Several cast members, including Gaten Matarazzo, Caleb McLaughlin, and Sadie Sink, had prior experience acting on Broadway. 83. The actress playing toddler Holly Wheeler is actually identical twins, Aniston and Tinsley Price. 84. Millie Bobby Brown wants Eleven to eventually get married in the show's finale. Actor Insights. 1. Winona Ryder requested her character's hairstyle be inspired by Meryl Streep's hair in the film Silkwood. 2. David Harbour initially thought the show would be a massive failure and that it would be the first Netflix show to never get a second season. 3. Sadie Sink, Max, had to beg and plead with producers to audition because they initially thought she was too old for the role. 4. Finn Wolfhard is a big movie fanatic, which helped him connect with the Duffer Brothers during the casting process. 5. Gaten Matarazzo's unique voice change during Season 1 meant they couldn't use him for additional dialogue recording in some later episodes. 6. Caleb McLaughlin requested that Lucas wear a camouflage bandana in the final episodes of Season 1 because he thought the character would be into combat and army gear. 7. Charlie Heaton and Natalia Dyer, Jonathan and Nancy, were a couple in real life during filming, an indescribable experience for Dyer. 8. Actor Jamie Campbell Bower prepared for his role as Vecna by staring at photos of the victims with their eyes crossed out, a detail he added to the character. 9. Noah Schnapp found out he was cast as Will Byers while at a summer camp. 10. David Harbour had face prosthetics applied for the scene where Hopper survives the gate explosion in the Season 3 finale. 11. Millie Bobby Brown is the wealthiest cast member, having built a significant career including a beauty brand and roles in film franchises. 12. Joe Keery is also a talented musician, performing under the alias Joe, whose song, End of Beginning, went viral years after its initial release. 13. The Duffer Brothers were inspired by the film Jaws for the Amity feel of the town of Montauk, the original setting. 14. For the final season, the total budget is estimated to be between $400 to $480 million, with each episode costing around $50 to $60 million. 15. A portion of Lukaszk's prison in Lithuania, used for the Russian Gulag scenes, was briefly available as a Stranger Things-themed Airbnb rental. 16. November 6th is officially Stranger Things Day, marking the date Will Byers disappeared in 1983. 17. Caleb McLaughlin, who plays Lucas, requested that his character wear a bandana in the final episodes of Season 1, because he felt Lucas would be into combat and army gear. 18. The production team found a vintage army belt in an antique store with the name Lucas written on the back in Sharpie, which they used in the show. 19. The actor who plays Eleven's mother, Amy Mullins, has lived her whole life without fibula bones and had both her legs amputated below the knee when she was 1 year old. 20. Sadie Sink had to be persistent to get the role of Max because the casting directors initially thought she was too old. 21. Millie Bobby Brown is deaf in one ear and sometimes needs assistance on set to know when the director calls action. 22. Gaten Matarazzo founded the non-profit organization CCD Smiles to raise awareness for cleidocranial dysplasia and provide grants for related surgeries. 23. Natalia Dyer and Charlie Heaton, Nancy and Jonathan, started dating in real life after meeting on the set of the show. 24. Joe Keery, Steve Harrington, is also a musician who performs under the alias Joe. 25. Winona Ryder requested her character Joyce's hairstyle be modeled after Meryl Streep's hair in the film Silkwood. 26. Winona Ryder and Matthew Modine, Dr. Brenner, appeared together previously in a 1980s music video for Roy Orbison's A Love So Beautiful. 27. Finn Wolfhard recorded his audition tape for Mike Wheeler while sick in bed. 28. Millie Bobby Brown's dad had to leave the room when her head was shaved for the role of Eleven because it was too emotional for him. Writing and lore. 113. The original plan for the show included a found footage format from the perspective of the scientists. 114. Joyce was originally going to communicate with Will through refrigerator magnets, but a writer suggested using the iconic Christmas lights instead. 115. The Duffer Brothers forgot Will Byers' birthday in Season 4, leading to a fan outcry about the characters forgetting their friend's special day. 116. The Duffers based the character of Will Byers on a combination of a missing child from the film Prisoners and the childlike sensibilities of 80s films. 117. The password for Castle Byers, Radagast, is a nod to the Wizard of Middle-earth from The Lord of the Rings. 118. The Upside Down was originally going to be called The Nether in the scripts. 119. In early concepts, the police chief was going to be the main focus of the show. 120. The Hellfire Club storyline and Eddie Munson's character in Season 4 were inspired by the Paradise Lost documentary series and Damien Eccles, a member of the West Memphis 3. 121. The Duffer Brothers have a 30-page document outlining the detailed rules and history of the Upside Down. Production and special effects. 122. The series was filmed using a Red Epic Dragon camera. 123. The final season will consist of 8 episodes, with a reported budget of $50 to $60 million per episode. 124. For the final season, acclaimed director Frank Darabont, The Shawshank Redemption, came out of retirement to direct 2 episodes. 125. The floating Mac scene in Season 4 was filmed using harnesses and wires, with Sadie Sink suspended in the air. 126. The production team used a blow-up beach ball on a 20-foot pole to give actors an eye line for the massive Mind Flayer monster in Season 3. 127. The fake corpse of Will Byers used in Season 1 was so realistic that the child actors were genuinely disturbed by it. 128. A prop, Lucas, Army belt was found in an antique store, matching the character name, and used in the show. 129. The Starcourt Mall in Season 3 was a real, abandoned mall that was renovated to look like an authentic 1980s shopping center. 130. The blood for Eleven's nosebleeds is a simple mixture of water, red food coloring, and a thickening agent. 131. The Duffer Brothers added a specific 80s film grain to the digital footage in post-production for that nostalgic feel. 132. The van flipping scene achieved practically using explosives accidentally destroyed a camera costing thousands of dollars when one explosive failed to detonate properly. Pop culture and Easter eggs. 133. When Lucas wears the number 8 jersey for the basketball team in Season 4, it is a tribute to Kobe Bryant's first jersey number. 134. Argyle's Surfer Boy pizza van is a Volkswagen, and the actor Eduardo Franco learned to drive a stick shift specifically for the role. 136. The character of Karen Wheeler's new blonde hair in Season 4 was inspired by Kate Capshaw's character in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. 138. Chrissy the cheerleader's look was inspired by Olivia Newton-John's character in Grease. 140. The Duffer Brothers cited the Japanese anime Elfen Lied as a major influence on the character of Eleven and her powers. 142. the Jaws references are extensive, from the Amity Island police uniforms and vehicles to the original Montauk setting, Amity Island's real-world location. 144. Paul Reiser was cast as Dr. Owens in Season 2 specifically so audiences would be predisposed to distrust him, based on his villainous role as Carter Burke in Aliens. 146. Sean Astin, who played Mikey in The Goonies, played Bob Newby in Season 2, a film that heavily inspired Stranger Things. 148. The Dungeons & Dragons elements led to an official Stranger Things-themed D&D starter set being released. 149. The Russian code in Season 3 includes references to locations in the Starcourt Mall, such as A Trip to China, the Chinese restaurant, and Tread Lightly, the shoe store. Fandom and impact. 143. Barb Holland became such a massive fan favorite that actress Shannon Purser had to quit her job at a movie theater due to fans showing up to see her. 144. The show's popularity led the U.S. Department of Energy to issue a statement on their website denying any secret experiments with monsters or parallel universes. 145. Stranger Things Day is celebrated annually on November 6, the date Will Byers goes missing in the show's timeline. 146. A portion of the real Lukasks prison in Lithuania, used for the Russian Gulag scenes, was temporarily available as a Stranger Things-themed Airbnb rental. 147. Netflix's bandwidth increased by 30% for the Season 5 Volume 1 premiere to prevent the site from crashing. 148. The series finale will have a limited theatrical release in over 500 theaters across the US and Canada. 149. The show has won numerous awards, including several Emmys and Golden Globe nominations. 150. Millie Bobby Brown is the wealthiest cast member, with a beauty brand and multiple film roles to her name. 151. The Season 4 remix of Journey's Separate Ways was actually the way the former lead singer, Steve Perry, originally wanted the song done in the 1980s but lacked the technology. 152. Eleven's first lines of dialogue were simply, "No," and "Stop." 153. The Duffer Brothers chose the final title, Stranger Things, over Indigo, because it looked better as a title in the Stephen King-inspired font. 154. The series finale runtime is expected to be over 2 hours long. 155. The Duffer Brothers have said that the show has a bigger mythology and dangling threads at the end of each season to allow for future exploration. 156. The house used for the exterior shots of the Byers family home is a real house in Fayetteville, Georgia, available to rent on Airbnb. 157. An original stage play prequel called Stranger Things, The First Shadow, set in Hawkins in 1959, has been produced and is considered canon. 158. The visual effects team was working on shots for the first season right up until the week before the show aired on Netflix. 159. The original plan for Steve Harrington was for him to be a massive douchebag who died, but his character arc was changed due to Joe Keery's performance. 160. Millie Bobby Brown hates Eggo waffles in real life. 163. The Duffer Brothers cited the 2013 film Prisoners as a key inspiration for the show's initial idea of a missing child and the moral struggles of the father. 165. They also used Japanese anime such as Akira and Elfen Lied as major influences for Eleven's character and her psychic abilities. 163. Joyce Byers' intense search for Will was inspired by Richard Dreyfuss's character in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, who everyone else thinks is bonkers. 164. The town of Hawkins, Indiana, was based on the Duffer Brothers' real hometown of Durham, North Carolina. 165. Hopper's police uniform and certain camera shots in the station are direct homages to the movie Jaws, a favorite of the creators. 166. The name of the first state trooper in Season 1, David O'Bannon, is a tribute to Dan O'Bannon, the writer of the movie Alien. 167. The character of Mr. Clark, the science teacher, was modeled after scientific writer Carl Sagan, as the Duffers didn't have an inspiring science teacher themselves. 168. The Mind Flayer entity was inspired by the villain in the film Hellraiser, as both use nightmares and visions to attack their victims. 169. The number 28, assigned to 11's predecessor in the lab, is a nod to the subject number of the psychic Akira in the anime of the same name. 170. The Upside Down was almost called The Nether in early scripts. Production and special effects. 1. The eerie fog often seen when the Demogorgon is present was a tribute to John Carpenter's film The Fog. 2. The use of practical effects, like the animatronic monster in Season 1, over CGI was a deliberate choice to capture the tangible terror of 70s and 80s horror films like The Thing and Alien. 3. The sound design team used synthesizers extensively to create the 80s-inspired score. 4. The Duffers were fans of the band Survive's music from the film The Guest and asked them to compose the score. 5. The iconic Christmas lights communication scene was a last-minute idea from a writer. The original script called for refrigerator magnets. 6. The bloody roller skates used in Season 4's roller rink scene have been preserved and displayed in the Masterclass set decoration as an Easter egg. 7. The demo dogs in Season 2 were inspired by the intense, bloodthirsty nature of the dog in Stephen King's Cujo. 8. The final title sequence's font, ITC Bengriat, was chosen because it looked best when mock-styled as a vintage Stephen King novel cover. 9. A camera costing thousands of dollars was accidentally destroyed during a practical effects stunt where 11 flips a van with her powers. Character and actor insights. 1. Winona Ryder had a condition in her contract that if a Beetlejuice sequel ever happened, she would be allowed a break to film it. 2. David Harbour thought the show was going to be a massive failure and that it would be the first Netflix show to never get a second season. 3. Millie Bobby Brown found shaving her head for Season 1 to be a liberating experience. 4. The cast shares a group chat called Stranger Texts to keep in touch. 5. Natalia Dyer and Charlie Heaton, Nancy and Jonathan, found it an interesting thing to work with somebody who you go home with. 6. Priya Ferguson was a local hire in Atlanta and was only supposed to be in one episode, but her strong performance as Erica Sinclair led to a larger role. 7. Finn Wolfhard is a big movie buff, which helped him connect with the Duffer Brothers' vision. 8. The casting director had the child actors read scenes from the movie Stand By Me during auditions. 9. Noah Schnapp found out he got the part of Will while at summer camp. 10. Sadie Sink almost didn't get the role of Max because she was initially considered too old for the part. 11. Robert Englund, the iconic actor who played Freddy Krueger, played Victor Creel in Season 4. 12. Actor Jamie Campbell Bower prepared for his role as Vecna by staring at photos of his victims with their eyes crossed out. Season 5 and future. 192. The Duffer Brothers had the entire final season outlined even before Season 4 finished shooting due to the COVID-19 production delays. 193. The first episode of Season 5 is titled Chapter 1, The Crawl. 194. The tone of the final season has been described by the writers as if Season 1 and 4 had a baby, which was then injected with steroids. 195. Linda Hamilton from the Terminator franchise joined the cast for the final season. 196. Director Frank Darabont, The Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, came out of retirement to direct 2 episodes of the final season. 197. The series finale will have a limited theatrical release in over 500 theaters in the US and Canada. 198. The final shot recorded on set for the entire series was a lunchbox that did not include any cast members. 199. The Duffer Brothers have teased that the finale will reveal who the real evil is, Vecna or the Mind Flayer. 200. Production on the final season officially wrapped on December 20, 2024. 201. Gaten Matarazzo, Dustin, and Caleb McLaughlin, Lucas, knew each other and were friends before the show, as they both performed on Broadway at the same time. 202. Caleb McLaughlin played young Simba in The Lion King, while Gaten Matarazzo played Gavroche in Les Miserables on Broadway. 203. Millie Bobby Brown learned her excellent American accent by watching Disney Channel shows, specifically Hannah Montana. 204. Winona Ryder wore a wig for her role as Joyce Byers in Season 1, as she almost had her actual hair cut for the role but switched last minute. 205. Noah Schnapp found out he got the role of Will Byers while he was at a summer camp. 206, Sadie Sink was almost not cast as Max because the casting directors initially thought she was too old for the role. 207, Jamie Campbell Bower was announced with the fake character name, Peter Ballard, to keep his true identity as Henry Creel, 1, Vecna a secret. 208, Robert Englund, the original Freddy Krueger, proactively sent in an audition tape filmed in a bathtub to play Victor Creel. 209. David Harbour had face prosthetics applied in Season 4 flashbacks to recreate his larger face and neck area from earlier seasons after he had lost weight for the prison storyline. 210, Dacre Montgomery, Billy, is Australian and perfected his American accent in drama school, using a specific podcast to help him. 211, Millie Bobby Brown is partially deaf in one ear and sometimes needs visual cues for action on set. 212, Caleb McLaughlin, Lucas, had the idea to incorporate a camouflage bandana into Lucas's outfit, which became part of his signature look in later episodes of Season 1. 213, Millie Bobby Brown's first kiss ever was with Finn Wolfhard, Mike, while filming Season 1. 214, Finn Wolfhard improvised many of Mike's lines in the grocery store scene, adding to the character's awkwardness. 215, the emotional brother-to-brother talk between Jonathan and Will in Season 4 was written at the last minute after the Duffer Brothers saw Noah Schnapp's tearful performance in an earlier van scene. 216, Joseph Quinn, Eddie, improvised his final words to Dustin, "I love you, man." 217, Caleb McLaughlin also improvised his heartbreaking scream of "Erica, help," during Max's near-death scene in Season 4. 218, the child actors have a group chat to stay in touch when not filming called Stranger Texts. Story, lore, and plot points. 219, Eleven was nearly killed off permanently in the original Season 1 ending, but the Duffer Brothers decided against it once the show was picked up for a longer run. 220, the Duffer Brothers originally had Joyce communicate with Will using refrigerator magnets, but a writer suggested using Christmas lights, which became an iconic visual element. 221, the Duffer Brothers forgot Will Byers' birthday, March 22nd, in Season 4, so his birthday goes unmentioned in the show, a really sad oversight they may fix in Season 5. 222, the Upside Down was referred to as the Nether in early scripts and on set during the first season. 223, Eddie Munson's Hellfire Club storyline and character were heavily inspired by the true story of Damien Eccles of the West Memphis 3, who was wrongly accused of murder due to his metalhead appearance. 224, the Duffer Brothers have a 30-page document that details the comprehensive rules and mythology of the Upside Down. 225, in an early outline for Season 2, the Mind Flayer, via Will, was going to kill Bob Newby in his car, a grim fate changed for a more heroic end. 226, Season 4 had different color palettes for each main location, sun-bleached California, rich and saturated Hawkins, and cold, dark Russia. 227, the character of Barb became a fan favorite, leading actress Shannon Purser to be nominated for an Emmy for her first acting role. 228, the show is structured so that each season feels like a sequel to a long movie, which is why they are titled Stranger Things 2, Stranger Things 3, etc., on Netflix. 229, the stage play prequel, Stranger Things. The First Shadow is considered canon and is set in 1959 Hawkins. Production and set design. 1. Chief Hopper's house was bought for just $1 by the production team. 2. The production uses a specific 1980s font called ITC Benguiat for the title sequence, chosen to mimic vintage Stephen King novel covers. 3. For scenes where Eleven floats in a sensory deprivation tank, 1,200 pounds of Epsom salt were used so Millie Bobby Brown would float naturally. 4. The Demogorgon in Season 1 was primarily a mix of an actor in a practical suit and limited CGI, to give it a tangible feel. 5. The toddlers on set were scared of the Demogorgon actor until they were told he was a friendly monster from Monsters Incorporated. 6. The Upside Down set uses everyday items like pool noodles and bubble wrap to create its gooey, vine-covered appearance, covered in urethane resins and paint. 7. The sword Hopper used in the Russian prison in Season 4 was the actual prop, Atlantean, sword from the 1982 film Conan the Barbarian. 8. Joseph Quinn really played the guitar for the Master of Puppets scene in the finale. A hand double was only used for the close-up of the solo. 9. Dacre Montgomery wore a wig for his Billy character in every season he appeared in. 10. The Starcourt Mall was a real, abandoned mall, Gwinnett Place Mall, in Georgia that the production team revitalized with authentic 80s stores. 11. The iconic Jaws references extend to the Hawkins police vehicles and uniforms, which are identical to those used by Chief Brody in the film. General Trivia. 1. Stephen King actually spotted Millie Bobby Brown's talent in 2014 after watching her in Intruders and tweeted that she was terrific. 2. The show's creators, the Duffer Brothers, are identical twins. 3. The U.S. Department of Energy responded to the show's depiction of the Hawkins lab, denying they mess with monsters, parallel universes, or kidnap children. 4. Winona Ryder has an interest in actual missing person cases and has been involved with the Polyclass Foundation for Missing Children. 5. The show was almost called Indigo, because that was the proposed name for the government agency, but Stranger Things looked better in the chosen font. 6. The actress Amy Mullins, who plays Terry Ives, Eleven's mother, has lived without fibula bones in her legs since she was a toddler. 7. A large number of networks passed on the show because they didn't believe a show with child main characters would work. 8. The character designs in Season 4 were influenced by specific 80s icons, such as Chrissy the cheerleader being based on Olivia Newton-John's Sandy in Grease. 9. When the show first aired, Eggo waffle sales increased by 14%. 10. November 6th is officially known as Stranger Things Day. 253. The creators drew inspiration from over 25 classic films to create the show's tone, including E.T., A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Halloween. 255. The series was almost set in Montauk, New York, because the Duffer Brothers loved the Amity feel, from Jaws, of a coastal town. 257. Hopper's character name is a tribute to a commando character killed by the alien in the film Predator. 258. The number 28, associated with the lab subjects, is a nod to the subject number of the psychic character Akira in the Japanese anime of the same name. 260. A character in Season 1 is seen reading the Stephen King novel Cujo. 262. The episode title, The Body, is a direct reference to the Stephen King novella The Body, which was adapted into the film Stand By Me. 264. The design for the Penhurst Asylum in Season 4 was influenced by films like The Silence of the Lambs and Shutter Island. 266. Vecna's on-screen entrance in Season 5 was inspired by the chilling hallway scene featuring Darth Vader in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. 268. The show contains numerous E.T. references, including Eleven's blonde wig/pink dress disguise, reminiscent of E.T.'s disguise, and Will's favorite candy being Reese's Pieces. 270. The use of practical effects and puppetry for monsters was a deliberate choice to emulate 70s and 80s horror films like Alien and The Thing. 271. The Mind Flayer monster in Season 3 was visualized on set using a blow-up beach ball on a 20-foot pole to give actors an eye line. 272. The production team added authentic 80s product placements by scanning real 80s film grain and applying it to the digital footage. Production and set details. 263. The town of Hawkins, Indiana, is mostly filmed in Jackson, Georgia. 264. Chief Hopper's cabin in the woods was purchased for just $1 by the art department. 265. For the winter scenes, the crew shipped over 20 tons of ice from Florida to Georgia to create snow. 266. The fake corpse of Will Byers in Season 1 was so realistic that the child actors were genuinely disturbed by it. 267. The production team constructed the upside-down tunnel systems as full-scale practical sets to allow for more authentic interaction from the actors. 268. The Starcourt Mall in Season 3 was a real, abandoned mall in Duluth, Georgia, that the team renovated to look authentic to 1985. 269. The number 8 on Lucas's basketball jersey in Season 4 was a tribute to Kobe Bryant's first jersey number. 270. The upside-down set uses everyday items like pool noodles and bubble wrap to create the vine-covered, gooey appearance. 271. Dacre Montgomery wore a wig throughout his time playing Billy Hargrove. 272. The actress playing toddler Holly Wheeler is actually twin sisters, Aniston and Tinsley Price. 273. The custom scrunchies are all handmade by the costume department to ensure a perfect 80s match. Casting and character arcs. 274. Steve Harrington was initially written as an irredeemable villain, who would sexually assault Nancy and die, but Joe Keery's likability led to a full character rewrite and redemption arc. 275. Joe Keery originally auditioned for the role of Jonathan Byers. 276. Noah Schnapp originally auditioned for Mike Wheeler. 277. Francesca Reel, Heather the lifeguard, originally auditioned for Robin. 278. Eduardo Franco, Argyle, originally auditioned for Eddie Munson. 279. The hit bromance between Steve and Dustin was unplanned. It was developed after writers realized neither character had a lot to do in Season 2. 280. Dacre Montgomery was a method actor on set. Millie Bobby Brown said he would always walk around looking intimidating and evil. 281. Jamie Campbell Bower, Vecna, stayed in character between takes and had to hug a terrified Millie Bobby Brown during rehearsals. 282. Dacre Montgomery had to gain weight for the role of Billy to have a more period-accurate 1980s physique. 283. The Duffer Brothers cast their high school drama teacher, Hope Hines Love, for a minor role as Miss Harris in Season 5. 284. The character of Karen Wheeler has been played by the same actress, Cara Buono, who was originally a main cast member even with a small role. 285. Finn Wolfhard improvised the line, "You're my superhero," to 11 in Season 4. Season 5 and future. 286. The final season will consist of 8 episodes. 287. The final season is being released in 3 parts in late 2025, Volume 1 on November 26, Volume 2 on December 25, and the finale on December 31. 288. The series finale episode will also be shown in over 500 movie theaters for special fan events. 289. The final episode is expected to have a runtime of around 2 hours. 290. The Duffer Brothers have said the final season will be like if Season 1 and 4 had a baby, and it was injected with steroids. 291. Linda Hamilton, from the Terminator franchise, was cast for a role in the final season. 292. The Duffer Brothers explicitly denied the "it was all a dream" fan theory for the finale. 293. The first episode of Season 5 is titled Chapter 1, The Crawl. 294. The Duffer Brothers deliberately kept Noah Schnapp in the dark about a major plot twist in Season 5 to prevent leaks. 295. The prequel stage play Stranger Things, The First Shadow is considered canon to the series' mythology and ties into Henry Creel's origins. 296. Fans will not need to have seen the stage play to understand the main series finale, the connections are Easter eggs more than anything. 297. Filming for the 5th and final season officially wrapped in December 2024. 298. The Duffer Brothers have teased that the finale will reveal who the real evil is, Vecna or the Mind Flayer. 299. There are plans for future spin-offs within the Stranger Things universe, but they will not focus on the core group of 11, Mike, Dustin, etc. 300. The Duffer Brothers were inspired to make the show have a finite run after seeing how other long-running franchises sometimes struggle to end their stories. 301. The Duffer Brothers originally planned for the show to be an anthology series, with a new cast and story each season, similar to American Horror Story. 302. The production team uses a proprietary internal show Bible that details every rule and plot point of the Upside Down universe. 303. The iconic title card with the red glow effect was achieved using a custom program the designers built, not a standard effects package. 304. For the scenes where Eleven uses her telekinesis, the sound effects department used recordings of a baby crying and modified them to create the high-pitched ringing sound. 305. The scene where the Demogorgon is seen in the pool was achieved using practical effects and an actor in a suit in a green screen pool. 306. The vines in the Upside Down are made from spray-painted foam pool noodles and expanding insulation foam. 307. The Duffer Brothers credit editor Kevin Ross with crafting the show's specific pacing and tone in the edit. 308. In the Season 3 Starcourt Mall fight, the large Mind Flayer monster was visualized on set with a giant beach ball on a pole for the actors to react to. 309. The Never-Ending Story duet in Season 3 was added late in production. The Duffer Brothers had a different song in mind but opted for the classic 80s hit. 310. Winona Ryder brought in specific 80s items, including a pair of jeans she owned from that era, to the wardrobe department for authenticity. 311. For the flashback scenes in Season 4, CGI was used to digitally de-age the actors playing younger versions of the adults, such as David Harbour. 312. The show has a significant commitment to practical effects, which helps ground the sci-fi elements in a tangible reality. Character and actor trivia. 313. Gaten Matarazzo's real-life condition, cletocranial dysplasia, causes his unique voice and lack of collarbones, which the Duffer Brothers wrote into Dustin's character after meeting him. 314. Millie Bobby Brown hates eating Eggo waffles in real life. 315. Joe Keery is actually a much more proficient guitarist than his character Eddie Munson, though he did play the main riffs in the Master of Puppets scene. 316. Caleb McLaughlin almost quit acting after facing racial inequality and lack of fan support compared to his white co-stars in the early seasons. 317. The friendship between Maya Hawke, Robin, and Joe Keery, Steve, carried over off-screen, leading to a strong bond. 318. Maya Hawke initially auditioned for the role of Max Mayfield in Season 2. 319. Eleven was almost played by a younger boy in the original pitch documents. 320. Dacre Montgomery, Billy, went to method acting extremes during Season 3, making his interactions with co-stars tense on set. 321. The Duffer Brothers admitted that Noah Schnapp's natural fear and emotion made filming Season 1 easier, as he was genuinely scared. 322. Winona Ryder has been a vocal advocate for mental health awareness, an issue her character Joyce deals with in the early seasons. 323. David Harbour read a book about the history of police in America to prepare for the role of Jim Hopper. Story and mythology. 324. The original plot had Eleven die at the end of Season 1, sacrificing herself to save the group from the Demogorgon. 325. The Duffer Brothers regret forgetting Will Byers' birthday, March 22nd, in Season 4 and have called it pretty sad, but also pretty real life. 326. The Upside Down is a snapshot in time, specifically November 6, 1983, the day Will disappeared and the gate opened. 327. The Upside Down does not change unless the gate is opened or affected by activity in the real world. 328. The Duffer Brothers have a secret, series finale document, with the entire ending outlined. 329. The Hellfire Club storyline in Season 4 was partially a tribute to the Satanic Panic of the 1980s. 330. Vecna was originally a character in the Dungeons & Dragons game who rose to godhood through dark magic. 331. The Mind Flayer was originally a floating, brain-like creature in D&D lore before the show adapted it into the giant spider-like shadow monster. 332. The password to Castle Byers, Radagast, is a wizard in J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings. 333. The Duffer Brothers confirmed that Will Byers is gay and has feelings for Mike. 334. The series was always planned to have a finite ending and will end with Season 5. Cultural impact and trivia. 335. The show has won multiple Emmys for its sound editing, special effects, and casting. 336. When Kate Bush's "Running Up That Hill" was featured in Season 4, the song reached #1 on the charts decades after its original release. 337. November 6th is officially recognized by Netflix and fans as Stranger Things Day, marking the start of the series' events. 338, the U.S. Department of Energy issued a playful statement denying any involvement in secret labs or alternate dimensions. 339, the series is credited with boosting the popularity of 1980s fashion, music, and nostalgia. 340, Funko Pop. Figures of the characters are consistently bestsellers in the collectible market. 341, the show inspired an official Dungeons & Dragons starter set that lets fans play the campaign the characters played in Season 1. 342, a Stranger Things themed escape room experience was launched in various cities worldwide. 343, the iconic title font, ITC Benguiat, was chosen because it mirrored the look of classic Stephen King paperbacks. 344, the show holds the record for the most hours viewed on Netflix in a single week. Final season specifics. 345, Season 5 will be the shortest season in episode count but the longest in total runtime. 346. The final season's release schedule is split into 3 parts, Volumes 1, 2, and the finale in late 2025. 347, the final episode will reportedly have the runtime of a feature-length film. 348, the Duffer Brothers have promised a definitive ending that ties up all loose ends. 349, the final script reading for the cast was an emotional experience, with many actors crying. 350, Millie Bobby Brown revealed that the very last shot filmed for the entire series was a quiet, unassuming shot of a lunchbox, with no actors present. 351, the Duffer Brothers have confirmed that the final battle will take place in Hawkins and the Upside Down simultaneously. 352, the prequel stage play Stranger Things, the first shadow ties directly into the Season 5 mythology. 353, Linda Hamilton from the Terminator franchise was cast in a secret role for the final season. 354, filming for Season 5 took over 2 years due to strikes and the complexity of the production. 355, the Duffer Brothers chose to end the series before the children were full adults, to preserve the kids on bikes aesthetic of the 80s movies that inspired them. 356, the final season production budget is reportedly the most expensive in television history. 357, the Duffer Brothers have plans for a potential animated series spin-off and a live-action theatrical spin-off, but those are separate from the main story. 358, the finale is expected to provide closure for every character arc introduced over the 5 seasons. 359, the Duffer Brothers have confirmed that they will not be introducing any new powers or lab kids in the final season, the focus will be on the core cast. 360, the final season's timeline jumps significantly from the end of Season 4. 361, the Duffer Brothers hosted an 80s movie marathon with the writers before starting the show, which included viewings of E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Stand By Me, The Goonies, and The Thing. 362, the character Bob Newby, played by Sean Astin, was an intentional nod to his role as Mikey in The Goonies, another major influence on the show. 363, the visual style of the title sequence was inspired by the work of designer Richard Greenberg, who created title sequences for 80s films like Alien, Superman, and The Goonies. 364, a character in Season 1 is seen reading the Stephen King novel Cujo. 365, the episode title, Chapter 1, The Crawl, for Season 5 is a reference to the iconic opening crawl of Star Wars films. 366, in Season 4, Max wears a green scrunchie that was intentionally given to her character by the hair team as a subtle, parting gift, from Eleven, highlighting their friendship. 367, the show uses the fictional, Hawkins Power and Light, company as a reference to the real-life Montauk Project conspiracy theories. 368, the creators have mentioned that the video game The Last of Us influenced some of their storytelling choices. Production and set details, continued. 369. The final season has a massive budget, reportedly making it one of the most expensive television seasons ever made. 370, the final season's release schedule is split into 3 parts, Volume 1, 4 episodes, on November 26, 2025, Volume 2, 3 episodes, on December 25, 2025, and the finale, 1 episode, on December 31, 2025. 371, the final episode, titled The Finale, has a runtime of over 2 hours and is being released in select theaters in the US and Canada. 372, the first 4 episodes of Season 5 had runtimes ranging from around an hour to 1 hour and 20 minutes. 373, the episode titles for Season 5, Volume 1 were, The Crawl, The Vanishing of Holly Wheeler, The Turnbow Trap, and Sorcerer. 374, the Duffers revealed that Episode 2 of Season 5 has the craziest cold open they have ever done. 375, Netflix increased its bandwidth by 30% for the Season 5 Volume 1 premiere to prevent the site from crashing. 376, when Gaten Matarazzo's voice started changing during Season 1 filming, around Episode 4, the sound team couldn't use him for additional dialogue recording, adding to the authenticity of his character's age. 377, the Demogorgon actor in Season 1 was so loud in his suit that he often couldn't hear the director's instructions. 378, the toddlers on set who were scared of the Demogorgon were told he was a friendly monster from Monsters Incorporated to calm them down. 379, the water tank Millie Bobby Brown floated in was a kiddie pool with 1,200 pounds of Epsom salt to achieve natural buoyancy. 380, Millie Bobby Brown used a 70-pound Sea Trek helmet for underwater scenes in the lab. 381, the Upside Down has an ash-like substance floating in the air. The set uses paper-based artificial ash and atmospheric fog machines. 382, the Byers house exterior is a real home in Fayetteville, Georgia, which fans can rent on Airbnb. Character and actor trivia, continued. 383, Linda Hamilton joined the cast for Season 5 in the role of Dr. K, a military scientist chasing 11. 384, Linda Hamilton, known for her role as Sarah Connor in The Terminator, revealed she was initially reluctant to join the show because she was such a big fan and didn't want to disrupt the world. 385, Dr. K is described as having no emotional connection to 11, unlike Dr. Brenner, and views her purely as a weapon that needs to be acquired. 386, Cara Buono, Karen Wheeler, had an intense fight scene with a Demogorgon in Season 5. 387, the Duffers initially thought they would never find a child actor who could perform as well as Millie Bobby Brown, 11. 388, Caleb McLaughlin has spoken about the challenges of being a young black actor in the industry and on the show, advocating for more diverse roles and fair treatment. 389, Noah Schnapp found out about his character while being gay in the scripts. The writers did not tell him beforehand. 390. Joe Keery improvisationally added the line, "I love you, man," to Dustin during his final scene with Eddie Munson. 391. Jamie Campbell Bower listened to specific music and stared at photos of the victims with their eyes crossed out to get into the role of Vecna. Story and mythology, continued. 392. The Duffer Brothers have a 30-page mythology document that outlines the entire lore of the show, which they shared with the actors before the final season. 393. The events of the series officially begin on November 6, 1983, which Netflix has branded Stranger Things Day. 394. The Upside Down is trapped in time on the exact day Will went missing. 395. The name of the second episode in Season 5, Volume 1 was changed in the opening credits to The Vanishing of Holly Wheeler to signify her importance to the plot. 396. The final battle will focus on the core group working together to fight Vecna in both the real world and the Upside Down. 397. Will Byers' connection to the hive mind and his new sorcerer abilities are expected to play a crucial role in defeating Vecna. 398. The Duffer Brothers have confirmed they won't use the "it was all a dream" trope for the finale. 399. The series will end on a definitive note, with no major cliffhangers, though the universe leaves room for future spin-offs. 400. The Duffer Brothers were inspired to keep the series run short to avoid the pitfalls of other shows that overstayed their welcome. 401. The Duffer Brothers have explicitly mentioned that Stephen King's body of work is a masterclass in storytelling that heavily influenced the show. 402. the show borrows heavily from the kids on bikes aesthetic of classic 80s films like E.T. the Extraterrestrial and The Goonies. For 03, they used the idea of a found footage angle in their initial pitch, but moved away from it to use a more classic narrative style. For 04, Winona Ryder has mentioned that she drew inspiration from the intensity of her character in the film Beetlejuice when playing Joyce Byers. For 05, the look of the Upside Down was inspired by the surreal artwork of Zdzislaw Beksinski.
Thanks for listening and sleep well.